Senate will come to order. I ask everyone present to please rise and repeat with me the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In the absence of clergy, may we please bow our heads for a moment of silence. Reading of the Journal.
In Senate Monday, January 25th, the Senate met pursuant to adjournment. The Journal of Sunday, January 24th, is read and approved. On motion, Senate adjourned.
Without objection, the Journal stands approved as read. Presentations of petitions, messages from the Assembly, messages from the Governor, reports of standing committees, reports of select committees, communications or reports from state officers, motions and resolutions. Senator DeFrancisco.
Yes, Mr. President, I move to amend Senate Bill number 5949B by striking out the amendments made on January 21 and restoring it to its previous print number 5949A. That's for Senator Griffo.
So ordered.
Thank you. Can we now have the non-controversial?
No, we need to adopt the resolution.
Excuse me, I forgot the resolution calendar.
Yep.
Is there a... One second. Thank you. See if he wants to recognize them at some point, Sage Cows, because they're here. Now, could we please adopt the resolution calendar in its entirety except for nothing, except for nothing. Read the whole, move to adopt the entire calendar.
All in favor of adopting the resolution calendar signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. The resolution calendar is adopted.
I believe there is a privileged resolution previously adopted by Senator Amador. That's number 3244. At the desk, I ask that it be read in its entirety and to call on Senator Amador.
The Secretary will read.
Legislative Resolution number 3244 by Senator Amador, memorializing Governor Andrew M. Cuomo to proclaim January 31st, 2016 as Omphalos-Seal Awareness Day in the state of New York in conjunction with the observance of National Omphalos-Seal Awareness Day. Whereas it is the custom of this legislative body to recognize official days that are set aside to increase awareness of serious health issues that affect the lives of citizens of New York State. And whereas attendant to such concern and in full accord with its long-standing traditions is the sense of this legislative body to memorialize Governor Andrew M. Cuomo to proclaim January 31, 2016 as Omphalos-Seal Awareness Day in the state of New York in conjunction with the observance of National Omphalos-Seal Awareness Day as part of Birth Defects Prevention Month. And whereas an Omphalos-Seal is a birth defect that occurs early in pregnancy in which the abdominal wall does not close properly and some or most of the abdominal organs protrude on the outside of the fetus's body through the umbilical cord. And whereas it is estimated that a small Omphalos-Seal occurs in about 1 out of every 5,000 pregnancies, and a large or giant Omphalos-Seal occurs in about 1 out of every 10,000 pregnancies. And whereas an Omphalos-Seal may be isolated or may be associated with other defects or chromosomal abnormalities. And whereas, despite the challenges a baby born with an Omphalos-Seal may face, many babies who are born with an Omphalos-Seal survive and go on to live happy, healthy lives. And whereas Mothers of Omphalos-Seals is a group of over 1,400 parents from around the world that was created to provide hope, support, and information to families with babies diagnosed with aphomoseal. And whereas it's the sense of this legislative body to recognize mothers of aphomoseals for their courageous efforts to advocate for their children and raise awareness that an aphomoseal is a treatable condition. And whereas it is imperative that there be greater public awareness of this serious health issue, and more must be done to increase activity at the state, local, and national levels to support the patients as well as their families. And now, therefore, be resolved that this legislative body pauses deliberations to memorialize Governor Andrew M. Cuomo to proclaim January 31, 2016 as Aphomoseal Awareness Day in the state of New York in conjunction with the observance of National Aphomoseal Awareness Day, and be it further resolved that copies of this resolution suitably engrossed be transmitted to the Honorable Andrew M. Cuomo, Governor of the state of New York, and mothers of aphomoseals.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. And today I am pleased to introduce to this chamber a champion who is a mighty champion because she is 3 years old. And Regan Crawford is one that has been diagnosed with omphalocele when she was born. And that is, as we just heard, literally having some of your organs, your intestines, liver, kind of outside of your body. But through the advancements of medicine and our great physicians we have, there are cures, and we can announce today that along with Regan Crawford, her dad, Jacob, her mom, Kellen, and her one-year-old daughter, or sister, Delaney, is here, along with the Moos up in the gallery. And the Moos are moms with aphomoseal fighting for the awareness and making sure that we all are aware of this disease, because it does happen in births. And we can make sure that we are aware of this and do everything we can to help fight this scary diagnosis and disease for our future generations. So to the Crawfords, thank you so much for your mighty endeavor and continuing your advocacy. And to all the Moos up in the gallery, thank you for your travels here and for your support. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. Floor Leader.
Mr. President, would you now,
Excuse me, Senator
would you now recognize?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. Very briefly, I too want to commend the Crawford family. I've known Jake Crawford from his days when he was a student, in fact, student president of at SUNY Albany, and he has shown tremendous leadership on this issue, which I'd like to think he learned from his days working in the state Senate. We lead by example, and I know the Crawford family has been through difficult times, but I congratulate them on helping other people, because that is what we do. Thank you very much.
Floor Leader.
Would you now take up the non-controversial reading of the calendar?
The Secretary will read.
Calendar number 18 by Senator Martin, Senate Print 6387, an act to amend the state finance law.
Read the last section.
Section 3, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Announce the result.
Ayes 46.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 23 by Senator Little, Senate Print 6392, an act to amend the insurance law.
Read the last section.
Section 6, this act shall take effect on the same date and same manner as Chapter 536 of the laws of 2015.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Announce the result.
Ayes 46.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 52 by Senator Lanza, Senate Print 3709A, an act to amend the general municipal law.
Read the last section.
Section 3, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Announce the result. Senator Golden, to explain your vote.
On the bill, thank you, sir. Without this property tax cap, New York City, the property tax levy rose 7.7% in 2014. Property tax increased by 6.3% in the last 2 years, and conservative estimates see them further increases by an average of over 6% each for the next 3 years. In the city fiscal year 2019, the city will collect $27 billion in property taxes, $4.5 billion more than the city currently receives, and at least $4 billion more if the New York City had been subject to the provisions of the cap. This bill means at least $1,000 more per year per each residential homeowner than if these taxes, if they were capped. New York businesses will get hit with another $3.5 billion more in property taxes without the cap. Rising property taxes are the biggest impediment to economic growth in the city. The cap provides certainty for investment and growth in New York City and will help keep us more than competitive with our neighboring states. If we look what's going on today with the governor going up to Medicare, $200 million this year, CUNY $400 million plus, almost $1 billion that the state is trying to claw back. And if you look at the clawbacks over the next 2 to 3 years, it goes up to $2 to $3 billion. That means the state is taking this money back and giving it out across the state. This money belongs in the taxpayers' pockets in the city of New York. And if we put that money in the taxpayers in the city of New York and give them the edge that they need to be able to stay and live and raise their families in the greatest city and the greatest nation in the world, and that's what they deserve and nothing less. I'll be voting yes, sir.
Senator Golden, the affirmative. Seeing no other senators wishing to speak, announce the result.
In relation to calendar 52, those recorded in the negative are Senators Breslin, Comrie, Gianaris, Hamilton, Parker, Peralta, and Serrano. Ayes 41, nays 7.
The bill is passed. Senator DeFrancisco.
Yes, Mr. President, I'd just like to acknowledge a former colleague that's in the chamber disrupting the proceedings here. Former Senator Byron Brown, now mayor of the city of Buffalo.
Welcome, Mr. Mayor. Floor Leader, that completes the non-controversial reading of the calendar.
Is there any further business at the desk? I believe there's more business at the desk. We should return to motions and resolutions.
Motions and resolutions?
And we would like to indicate that Senator Amador's previous adopted resolution that he discussed today should be opened up to all members of this body. And if you do not want to co-sponsor it, please notify the desk. Otherwise, you'll be on.
The resolution is open for co-sponsorship. If you do not wish to co-sponsor Senator Amador's resolution, please notify the desk.
And is now there any further business at the desk?
No further business.
That being the case, we will now adjourn until Monday, February 1st at 3 p.m., intervening days being legislative days.
On motion, the Senate stands adjourned until Monday, February 1st at 3 p.m., intervening days being legislative days.